You know, there are moments in life when everything seems to stop. You wake up in the morning, and you feel nothing. No inspiration, no desire, no spark of belief. What once made you feel alive suddenly feels empty. People, goals, dreams, everything seems drained of color. You look at your life, and it feels like watching a movie where you no longer recognize the main character. And in those moments, you start to think something's wrong with you. But the truth is, this is not the end. It's a transition. When the old things lose meaning, it's because something new is quietly being born inside you. Life is whispering. You've outgrown this version of yourself. It's time to move on. 1. Acknowledge the emptiness. The first thing we usually do when we lose meaning is try to force it back. We fill our days with noise, chase new goals, drown ourselves in busyness. But the harder we try to fix the emptiness, the louder it becomes. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is just be with it. Not run. Not resist. Not explain. Because meaning doesn't return on command. It comes quietly, when you finally stop chasing it. Meaning lives in silence. In simple moments, in a breath, in the morning light, in the warmth of being present. When you stop searching for something great, you start to notice life itself. 2. Stop comparing your path. One of the biggest reasons we lose meaning is that we start measuring our lives by someone else's yardstick. We look at others, their careers, families, successes, and begin to feel lost. But the truth is, everyone has their own rhythm, their own timeline. Some lives unfold quickly, others move through long pauses and quiet transformations. When you compare yourself, you pull yourself out of your own story. Meaning isn't found where success is, it's found where you are honest with yourself. Where your steps come not from fear of falling behind, but from a genuine inner response. 3. Return to what feels alive. When everything seems lost, don't try to find meaning in the grand and abstract. Return to what's small and alive. Meaning is rarely found in thought, it's found in action. Do something simple, something real. Go for a walk. Write a line. Talk to someone. Not to fix yourself, but to remember that you're still here. Meaning doesn't appear like a flash of lightning. It comes like a quiet recognition. This is why I want to live. 4. Allow yourself not to know. The world pressures us to always know, to have a plan, a purpose, a vision board. But sometimes the most honest state is not knowing. Not knowing where you're going. Not knowing who you're becoming. Emptiness isn't your enemy. It's the space where new life forms. Growth happens in stillness. Renewal begins in uncertainty. Don't rush to fill the void with something artificial. Let the pause exist. It's like winter. Everything seems dead, but beneath the surface, spring is already preparing to bloom. 5. Find quiet anchors. When meaning fades, look for anchors that don't depend on the external world. Not money. Not status. Not other people. Anchors live in the small, grounding rituals that connect you to yourself. A morning cup of coffee, a few minutes of stillness, a journal, a prayer. Meaning isn't a goal. It's a connection. It's the quiet awareness that says, I'm alive. I'm here. I feel. Even if I don't know where I'm going, that's enough for now. 6. Remember, you are not your circumstances. When life falls apart, we tend to think, I am what's happening to me. But you are not your loss. Not your breakup. Not your failure. You are the one who can walk through it and become something new. Sometimes meaning disappears because life is asking you to let go of an old identity. Not to punish you, but to free you. Because maybe what fell apart was simply no longer your home. 7. Life is not a project. It's a process. We've been taught to live as if happiness is waiting at the finish line. Once I achieve, once I fix, Once I get there, then it'll be okay. But life isn't a project. It's a process. It's movement, breath, change. Meaning isn't found once and for all. It's created daily. It appears when you allow yourself to flow, to learn, to be open. When you stop trying to control the path and start feeling it. 8. Reassemble yourself. Sometimes life doesn't want you to find your old meaning. It wants you to create a new one. To stop trying to go back and instead admit, I've changed. The person I was before no longer exists. And that's not a loss, that's liberation. You can build yourself again, piece by piece, moment by moment. You can change your direction, your purpose, your pace. You can learn to love again, to hope again, to live again. Every breakdown is an invitation to rebuild. But it takes courage, the courage to stop being who you were. 9. Meaning isn't found, it's lived. Meaning isn't an answer, it's participation. It's not something you think, it's something you feel by being fully present. Every moment, even the dull, painful, confusing ones, is part of the whole. Meaning doesn't arrive from outside, it unfolds from within. It begins when you stop demanding life to be different, and instead, you start really seeing it. When it feels like life has fallen apart, usually it's not life, it's just the form of it that's breaking. Something new is quietly taking shape underneath. Maybe you can't see meaning right now. But this is the space where rebirth begins. You're learning to see deeper, to feel softer, to live truer. Don't rush. Don't run from the void. It's not the end. It's a doorway. And on the other side of that doorway, isn't your old meaning? It's the new you.